We are up, and it is an honor, privilege, and pleasure to be in the presence of someone who is just so outstanding, so great, and we want to celebrate her with 33 million followers online and growing.
Look at you, girl.
Sweetheart. Good
The one and only
morning.
Cheryl Porter, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome.
Daddy.
Look at all that
morning,
good
friends and
energy.
family.
Put the mic closer.
Yeah. Nah, it's I mean, your spirit. I mean, when I see your stuff, whether it's on TikTok or YouTube, you just light up the screen. Like,
I hope so, Nick. I try to bring a little bit of sunshine wherever I go, sweetheart. I try.
You do.
I try, honey.
and it's real. It's not like an act. Like we've talked about this to where you see some people that, like, you know, they could be their online personas or even, you know, on screen, and then they're a completely different person. The joy and love that you see from Miss Cheryl is, you see it when the cameras are off as well. She just glows. She just
Nick, my
so
baby.
thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, no, we like to have special people here on the Daily Cannon to Talking.
Yeah.
And we have with Courtney B, she believes she's a vocalist.
Come on
I be
now.
playing.
Come on, Courtney.
I
bringing
honestly,
the
I
vocals
think
this
if y'all work together, I think she could take you to that next level.
Let me tell you what happened.
What happened? What happened?
Cause see, I was a singer in high school,
All right.
and so then I sang at Carnegie Hall. I was like classically trained,
That's all right.
and then I was supposed to get a scholarship for college. I was supposed to go to Morgan State,
Okay.
but then the person that was gonna give me that scholarship had died.
no.
So then I just went to a regular college and I stopped singing.
Seriously.
But I think you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. So now I just rap for fun.
She been here singing like she.
It ain't gone.
Yeah, it'll almost sound good.
Okay,
right.
okay, Nick.
Yeah.
It ain't gone. You don't lose it for good. You may lose it temporarily, but you can get it back.
I can get it back.
And
I
it
think
left.
she's got a lot of potential. She's got a
It
super
never
strong voice.
left. It never left, Courtney. It never left. You just have to get back.
I'm gonna
at
take
it,
some
sweetie.
classes with you, Ms. Cheryl.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I'm pretty sure you hear those type of stories all the time, because I mean, first of all your videos go viral, but everybody wants to sing the song of their heart.
Right.
Everybody has a song, but you know, we're all a little timid. We all may have, you know, we may grew up in choir, or we may had something where, and you're the person that pulls it out of them. And I see you with these children online, and you're doing like in the car, and you're doing the, you know, Mimi Momo, like all of that stuff. But it's like, you know, our kids watch the videos and they're like, they're just drawn to it. What do you think? You know, what is it about music and the gift that, you know, God has given you to actually bring it out of people that just makes it just so enlightening?
It's just so crazy, Nick, because I'm also at a point where I'm just watching things evolve as well. So I'm watching all of these incredible things, all these incredible people that come into my life, these incredible kids, these incredible adults. Your story, Courtney, I'm telling you, is like a classic story of people that think, okay, I used to sing, but I don't anymore. But once a singer, always a singer. Once you have that in you, because I know you sing in the car, I know you sing wherever you go. Thinking nobody's listening.
Abby
Sometimes
sings
people
too.
listen.
She sings to our kids.
Right.
Like, she has a beautiful voice, but you could tell she's not like.
It's like it's that shyness.
She's a little shyness
It's
about
shy.
it.
It's shy. I was on my way here. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I was on my way, and I was in the way. I got an Uber this morning. And so I, got in the Uber, just normal morning. And it was an older gentleman, and we were talking. He was Armenian. And he said, you know what, you remind me so much of that vocal coach, that vocal lady. Oh, my God. You know me. I said, that's me. He said, you're the vocal lady. I'm like, that's me, sir. It's like, oh, my goodness, I watch your videos. I was like, you do? He's like, I love your videos. I asked him, are you a singer? And he said, no, I'm not a singer, but I wish I was.
Right.
And so he started telling me about his life and how he came from a family of musicians, and no one sang, but he always wanted to become a singer. And I asked, well, do you have a song in your heart? Is there something that you want to sing? And he said, oh, yeah, well, I've always wanted to sing, and I go to karaoke night, and I watch all the other people sing, and I don't have the nerve because I'm so shy.
Right.
And I tell him, listen, everybody is shy. A lot of people don't believe it. I'm shy. Everybody's shy in their own way.
Yeah.
And we're all shy about something. We're all insecure about something.
Indeed.
And so it's all about just finding that courage to beat that shyness. I told him, listen, you have to promise me that the next time you go to karaoke, you have a song prepared. I want you to study 2 songs for me. And if you don't go and you sing it the next time, maybe the 3rd time you come, maybe the 4th time you come, but build yourself up. You got to build yourself up to that confidence and speak those words of confidence and those words of power in your mind, because it's hard. Singing, it's scary. It's not, I'm not one of those people that say, oh, okay, you can do it. Because I believe, like, if you sing, you have to have, like, the proof. Right. So I try to give my students, like, the tools to believe in themselves, because it's not enough to say, just believe in yourself, baby. You have to give them a reason to believe in yourself. You have to give them the technique. You have to give them the tools. You have to give them the skills, and then you believe. So what you experienced, Courtney, is like you felt like you didn't have that training that you had in school, so you feel like you've lost it because you haven't continued in that training, but you still have it in there. It's crazy, because those things and those things you learned in school and in life, they never leave. They just continue to get better and evolve.
And it's so interesting because not only are you're an instructor, a teacher, and a vocal coach, but you got to be like a motivational speaker as well. Like you're really inspiring, like, because it's all about building confidence.
That's right.
And so, I mean, you've even worked with me before, and it's like, oh, okay, once you go through these lessons, you realize, like, oh, I got it in me.
That's right.
I just got to believe. And she's like encouraged. She's so kind and so optimistic about, like, even when I'll be messing up and cracking, it's okay, baby. We gonna just do it again. We gonna do it another 1,000 times, but you gonna get to it, baby. It's gonna be all right.
That's right. I believe in you, baby.
But it's so interesting because even your own story and testimony, like, you didn't believe, or you weren't necessarily a good singer growing up in Chicago.
Not at all. And everybody in Chicago can sing. So I most definitely was not. I was attracted to theater when I was younger, but that was only because I was scared to sing.
Right.
I've always wanted to sing first,
right,
but I was so terrified of singing that I went into acting and speaking instead. But there was always a song in my heart that I had when I was in high school at Morgan Park. It was my junior year, and I was always singing, like, in the choir. But even when I sang in the choir, I never sang, like, solo.
Right.
Like, I was hiding in the back,
right,
like, behind my cousins who was in the choir. I was, like, always hiding like the shy little girl in the back. And then one day my teacher said, little girl, come on up here to the front. Come on up here and let me hear what you got. And they did an audition citywide that the Chicago All-State Choir was looking for. The Chicago All-City Choir was looking for singers. She was like, do you want to audition? I'm like, I don't want to audition. I'm a little girl in the back. So why don't you come up here and audition, because I think you have a nice little pretty soprano. So I remember they called the few of us up to do, like, the audition at school. And he went up the scale and he started doing, like, all of these exercises and things like that. And he started looking at me with these eyes. He was like, wait a minute, little girl. And he said, you stay right there. And out of my whole school, only 3 of us made it to the choir. Wow. So I was like, wow. I was like, maybe I do have something. My teacher believed in me, and she saw something in me. So I most definitely think that there is something to talent, but I don't really think talent is as important as hard work and determination, because we all have been around some of the talented people we know in the world, of people who may not be doing anything that living up.
They got the gift, but they don't have the drive.
Right, and they may not. They most definitely, all of us know people who are so talented that could do anything, and not even living up to, like, that 1% of their potential.
Right.
So I don't care too much about talent. It's great to have,
right,
but even if you do have that talent and you're not willing to work it means nothing. So I like to work with students that have that little touch of belief. You just have to believe in yourself that much. But you have to work this much.
Yeah.
And then you can do incredible things. I think about my story. I listen to myself, my recordings, when I was like 13, and I'm like, I see why nobody believed in me. I was like, I see why my mom was like, don't sing in the house, baby. Like, oh, keep that down, save that for school.
Don't sing in the house.
But I had a little something.
But even to
my teachers took me to another level. It's crazy.
Yeah, to know that, okay, you went from a child that, like, your mama was telling you not to sing in the house, all the way to being an opera singer in Italy. Wow. Like, just pure drive and determination. And I mean, you spent what, 20 years?
28 years in Italy. It's crazy. Wow. Still got a house there.
Where in
Near
Italy?
the mountains, near the Swiss Alps, and then
Now,
I can
Mason,
see the
you lived in
Alps.
Italy
Yeah,
too.
I lived in La Maddalena,
Okay.
small island off the coast of Sardinia, right across from Corsica.
Bellissimo. Parli anche italiano un pochino?
No. Che brutto cane. That's all I remember.
So nice.
I got a chance to hang out with Ms.Cheryl in Italy. We went to
Yeah,
where?
we were in Rome. We had a
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah. So it's I don't know, because even her Instagram followers, well, now she has millions and millions, but your first 2 million followers, you didn't even speak English.
No, I started coaching in Italy because I moved to Italy right after college because I wanted to follow this passion. I wanted to follow this dream. And my husband, he said, all of these people keep asking you if you vocal coach. And every time somebody asks if you vocal coach, why do you always say no? And I said, well, listen, I was a performance major. I know nothing about teaching. Why would I tell these people yes? Because with my training, I sang opera, I sang jazz, I sang musical theater. I used to always love to play with my voice and do different styles. And I would always tell the people no, but they continued like to ask me, these, Italians, Germans, Francesi, they would say, do you teach voice? And I would always say no, because I know that a teacher can make you or break you. A teacher can break your spirit, or they can build you up to the next level. It's like,
True.
I'm not going to be the one to break somebody's heart. I'm not going to be the one to break somebody's spirit and block their destiny or block their job. I was so afraid that I would damage someone emotionally, or I would damage someone vocally as well. Yeah. And so I said no for such a long time, until my husband said, listen, you're responsible in this life for what you do and what you don't do. See, I thought I was doing something by not doing it, not thinking that there are also consequences for the things that you don't do when you don't follow your path. So I started coaching all my Italian students. First little girl, a TV show in Italy, and she wanted to audition to sing a song by Celine Dion. She was 10 years old. Biggest, most powerful, incredible voice I've ever heard from a little girl. Coached her, she got on the show, and I fell in love with it. Not because she got on the show, but just because I felt in that moment. You guys know what it's like when you feel like you're doing what you were born to do.
Yeah.
And I felt that, and not to say I didn't feel it when I was on stage, because Lord knows I most definitely did. But I felt that there was something that was needed, that it was more of a help, that I was helping someone to do all of those beautiful things that I had the opportunity to do, and that I could help them do those incredible things as well.
That's so amazing. It's such a beautiful story, and I think like now your brand is just continuing to grow. Like you said, you literally got in an Uber this morning, and a random older gentleman knows exactly who you are. Like you're blowing up all over TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all of these different things, and it's really just because, like you said, you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's right.
And like the light that's shining on you is amazing. But you gotta like your brand, like the look. Like, how did you put all of that together? From, I mean, the bright colors, the boxing gloves, the tutus. Like, what? How did you put all of that together?
I got known back in 2018 as the boxing glove vocal coach, and people were always looking at my videos, and they were like, why is this vocal coach wearing these boxing gloves, and why does she make her singers wear these boxing gloves? And the boxing gloves I put on my students to help them learn how to support their voice and how to not sing from their throat, to make a long story short. And so people are always curious about what's going on with this, this colorful lady with these boxing gloves. Why are these people singing with these boxing gloves? So there was a reason behind the boxing gloves, and also because it makes you feel like a fighter. It makes you feel like a winner.
You be punching them in the diaphragm.
We go for blows. And it gives you like that power, like the outer power, but also the inner power. But my colors, I mean, I don't know when I started evolving into these colors. The only thing I could think about is in Italy, everyone is always like so Valentino, and it's like so Armani, very black, very subdued, like the navies, the dark blues, and very neutral colors. So when I was in Italy, I was dressing really neutral as well. And I came home one day from Italy, and my niece said, well, Auntie, why do you always dress in black? You always look so sad. I don't like it. I'll take you shopping. And so she took me shopping. She said, I'm taking you shopping, but I get to pick out all your clothes. She was only like 8 years old at the time. So she got me like all of this pink and all of this blue and this purple, these things that I just never in a million years thought that I would wear. And I was like, well, I did make a promise. I promised you I was going to put these clothes on. So I put them on, and I was like, I feel like this is me. It's like I feel like this is how I feel inside.
Wow.
And so I believe that you're supposed to look how you feel. And so I'm feeling bright. I'm feeling
There's
shining.
no way that
I'm
someone
feeling good.
wears what you wear and is in a bad mood or is a
Yeah.
nasty person.
Yes.
Like, there's just no way.
Yeah, so it definitely comes from within, and you shining. And it's so interesting to me to where, you know, it's contagious. You know what I mean? Like, even when you watch the videos and you see a lot of people, I mean, you got millions and millions of views. They're watching them just because they're vicariously living through whoever you're actually working with, or even it's almost like they're taking a peek into this world of like, ooh, it's so much good energy, it's so positive, and like it's almost like how we all sing in the shower, but it's like you're giving us that experience and a little bit of tutelage with it. So it's like it's one of those things where you could just put the video on, and I think you even said this before, like people say, oh, I watch your videos, and you ask them if they're a singer, they're like, no, I just like watching the videos. It's just like the energy on it, and like kids are drawn to it, and you're this, you know, almost just larger than life, iconic figure that we're witnessing. So I mean, it's a privilege to know you. Thank you, honey. And you know, I want you to also share, because you've created an entire curriculum that people can actually participate in.
That's
if
right.
you do, you know, you don't get, you know, as lucky as us to kind of be in your presence, you know, right here, but they can download, or they can be a part of the Cheryl Porter experience.
Sure.
How does one get it, and tell me what that is exactly?
So the first videos that I did were online, and I created those videos just to help singers who couldn't afford lessons. So I started putting my exercises online. I started putting videos online, thinking, you know, maybe someone could learn from it, because, you know, sometimes voice lessons can be expensive. You know, people be on tight budgets, and so people may not have, you know,
don't have afterpay.
Yeah, you know. And families struggling, and, you know, because I remember when I told my mama that I wanted to have voice lessons, she was like, I can't afford no voice lessons. Right. It's like I begged my mother for voice lessons, and I remember it was so funny because my mother, she was a smoker, and I told her, and I wasn't one like to talk back, and I was like, well, if you stop smoking, then maybe we can use some of that cigarette money and use my voice lessons.
You go pop you in your mouth.
Right. She was like,
You ain't gonna use my cigarette money for no damn voices.
That's right. That's exactly right. And she was like, listen, we can't afford, like, we on a budget, you know, we on the south side of Chicago, you know, I'm a single mother, you know, she was a janitress. We grew up poor. I didn't know I was poor at the time, but, you know, she was on a tight budget. 2 daughters, by herself.
Yeah.
Chicago public school
She
janitress.
was not looking to be funding your dreams. She was just trying to put food on the table.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And so I understand when families and people and kids and adults as well just want to have lessons. So I started putting the lessons online just so people could have those resources for free. Then in 2020, I created the Cheryl Porter Method, which is now 4 courses online at CherylPorterMethod.com. And there are 4 different courses that can help any singer, any level, any age, if you're a beginner, if you're a professional, to learn how to take your voice from 0 to a really, really the highest level that you could think. So the first course is called Free Your Voice, and that's a sort of like an introduction to vocal technique. And the second course is called Hit Those High Notes, Baby. That's to help like more singers who have technique but want to like increase their range. The third course is called Boom the Big 10. That's just vocal workouts. And the fourth course is called Vocal Agility with my friend Devin Velez. Then it's a lot of riffs and runs and things like that. So it's something for everybody. So if people can do the lessons at SherylPorterMethod.com, but there's so many free resources out there. I want people to know that if you just want to take a lesson right now, you can go on any of my channels and already get started.
And that's everybody, and it's so fun. Yeah. Like even like when we, you know, let the kids watch it and stuff like that, they're just drawn to you as well as they're just drunk, like the
They just look.
Mimi Mamo
yeah.
Boo
That's
and all.
right.
Like it's like
Yes.
it's so fun, and it's almost like because you don't realize that you're learning or that you're training. You're just singing along because they feel like nursery rhyme songs, and she's encouraging you, and like even it's something great that you could put on like when you're in the shower or getting ready. It's just like really good energy. I feel like it's more than just the vocal training. It's like a spiritual thing that's happening. So and it's about making the commitment. That's what I've learned. It's like if you do the Cheryl Porter method, or even if you're just watching the videos online, if you dedicate that time, a certain amount of time every day, even if it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it's just building, even for me in my own thing, because I actually, speak for a living, and as you guys know, sometimes my voice be all over the place. So like I kind of need the training to even just speak and know how to speak correctly from my diaphragm, because by the time noon hits, my voice is gone sometimes if I don't do it correctly. So I've really kind of learned to adapt and know that this is this is my tool, this is my instrument. So I gotta even and then every once in a while I might put a little gospel on, or I might sit behind the piano and sing a little bit.
That's all right.
But again, I've had those insecurities all my life as well, because growing up in church and not there's other singers that can go. So you're like, I'm gonna sit back here and be funny or rap, and even when I definitely stopped singing when I became a rapper, because it wasn't back then. You couldn't do both. You had to pick. Like you was soft if you was singing. So when I made that that decision in music, I'm like, all right, I'm no longer gonna do the gospel singing or the boy group singing. I'm gonna just be a rapper. I really just let it all go. And it's like nowadays you got everybody from the Drakes to CBs, everybody who do it all. So I was like, oh man, I forgot I know how to sing.
That's right.
And then it's like,
Bring it back out.
But then, and even now, like you said, like, we're doing TV shows and movies and stuff where it's like, oh, I can apply this gift if we just do it. And like you said, everybody has a song in their heart.
Right.
So if you get over that insecurity or even that shyness, I mean, anybody could sing, right, Ms. Cheryl?
Absolutely. I don't believe that anyone is tone deaf. People are always ask, can anybody sing? And the answer is always a resounding yes. But once you get over the obstacles, the challenges, the mental challenges, then you can start working. The voice is a muscle. It's not like anybody just wakes up and is like a great singer. We think that's what happens, but we don't know all of the work that these singers have done. Even the young kids that I work with and the adults that I've worked with, there's a lot of work that goes into singing. But so many times we think you just open up your mouth and like an orchestra from heaven comes out, but it's not like that at all. There's a lot of rehearsing, there's a lot of exercise, there's a lot of building up the muscles, there's a lot of training, there's a lot of skill in singing. And so with those exercises and with a lot of work, you can improve that skill, and that is what gives you the confidence and improves your talent overall.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Porter.
Thanks, y'all. God bless you.
Did y'all have any questions? I mean,
love
I
you
get
so much.
It's just you're just a beam of light. Like the moment you walk in, I don't even know you, but I felt like I knew you when you walk
sweetheart,
into the
thank
room.
you.
So I was like, oh my god.
I already told her she's gonna help our children sing.
Oh my
so.
gosh,
Yes.
I'm excited for you to meet
Yes,
them,
honey,
especially
yes.
Zion. He sings with his whole little heart, and
Bring it to me. Bring
plays
it to
a
bring
little
the
guitar
children to
and-
me.
we're excited about
Zilly
it.
too.
Zilly too.
He,
Zilly's.
he likes the videos and stuff.
Yes,
I
the
love it.
colors, the bright, vibrant colors.
And Beautiful be hitting high notes. It ain't really together yet, but she's loud.
Bring it
She
to
is
me.
the
She is her mother's daughter.
love it.
yeah.
love that.
And ladies, did you want to say anything to Ms. Cheryl before
I
we
just
go?
think you're amazing. I'm telling
Thank
you.
you,
You walked in
sweetheart.
and I was just like,
Thank you,
my
honey.
face lit up. I mean,
Honey.
you just bring so much joy
And just so youthful, right?
Yes.
Like just one of those people just forever young and just got that energy.
Thanks, Nick.
You
Thank
do it well.
you.
I
I
can't
tried to
im-
get a little face on this morning. Woke up at 6 o'clock. She was feeling cute for you.
Great.
I can't imagine anyone being in a bad mood around you. Like, I'm a big complainer. And I don't want to complain.
I know you've been having
I
Mason
know.
smiling all morning. That's amazing. We've never seen.
I'm a much better person already just being in the room.
We love it. Miss Cheryl's in the building. She's taking over the world. Again, if people want to follow you, what should they do, and how can they?
If they want to follow me, you can. I'm kind of like on anywhere, like on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook.
And is it just your name?
It's just Cheryl Porter Vocal Coach and Cheryl Porter Diva on IG. So Cheryl Porter Vocal Coach is on Cheryl Porter Vocal Coach is YouTube, and Cheryl Porter Diva is IG.
Yep. Following now.
Thank you.
The world's #1 vocal coach is in the building.
Man, it's crazy. And when I think about my life, it's so crazy. And just how we've been talking like this last week. It's like every time I think, Lord, you've done so much in my life. How have you done it? I realize He just getting started.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's the incredible thing. You think about how far you've come, and then the Lord will let you know, listen, I'm just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah,
and I'm just happy to be here and happy just like to spread some joy because, I believe that it all starts with what you believe about yourself. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. We all know what that's like.
Yeah.
And back, I lived on 109th. It's called the Wild Hunnets.
The Wild Hunnets.
Wow. So that's the Wild Wild.
The Wild
and
Hunnets.
Growing up in that
Trips is from Chicago too.
And you have to have a certain resilience and a certain mindset to see negative things around you and to constantly believe in the positive. And I believe that that's something we all can do. So I'm happy to spread that love.
Well, you're teaching us that lesson, and we appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you,
Cheryl Porter, ladies and
God
gentlemen.
bless you.
God bless you. Let's play some music.